Welcome to the 5% Club podcast, the space where ambitious leaders go to master their careers and their lives. I'm ShaylaMKing, a former C-suite executive turned performance and happiness coach. And this is the podcast for leaders who want it all. The promotions, the paychecks, and luxurious amounts of time for what matters most. Each week, I'll teach you how to work less, make more, and design a life you love. Let's go.
Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm ShaylaMKing, your favorite executive coach. And today we're talking about how to make your life easier, not just for you, but for everyone around you. This is going to be a really fun episode. I'm excited for it. I am actually recording this on May 14th. So in the thick of Maycember. And if you didn't catch my episode on it, go back. It's episode 13, Surviving Busy Season, a Working Mom's No Burnout Guide. It's how to survive Maycember, which if you don't know, is mom's loving name for May because it feels a lot like the busyness of December. Between all the end of year stuff, graduations, getting ready for summer and summer camps, and having all of our last minute parties, it's a lot. So tomorrow is my firstborn's sweet 16. So we're getting ready for that. I'm trying to figure out last minute things on what to do when she wakes up in the morning and have it be special. I think I'm going to do, like, you can put streamers across the door and put all the balloons inside of there. So then when they open their door, it like floods in their room. I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be cute. And then we're going to get pokey and have her birthday party on Saturday. So we've got that coming up. And then my stepson is just turned 18 and he's graduating the week after. So we are full of all of the end of year celebrations. My youngest daughter had her 8th grade breakfast this morning. They have their end of year athletics party, end of year cheer party, end of year dance party. I don't know if they have a soccer party for the end of the year, but there's a lot going on right now. So this episode is timely. It is going to talk to you not just about how to not be busy, although there's some great tips in here for that, but it's also going to teach you how to apply mindset work, like on your ordinary days, to make your life more enjoyable. So I'm going to just run through a quick hit list of 10 different ways you can make your life easier. And as I go through them, I want you to think about not only what the difference would be for you, but what would the difference be if, like, your whole friend group started behaving this way? How much easier would it be on everyone? Without further ado, let's jump in. Because what we're talking about today is how to make your life easier, not just for you, but for everyone around you. Because here's the thing, we overcomplicate our lives. We drown in constant stimulation. We try to please everyone. And we say yes when we don't mean it. It's like what I call the case of the modern day life, but we don't have to subscribe to it. And the 5%ers, they don't. I'm going to show you exactly what we do instead. Today, we're fixing all of it. I'm going to share 10 powerful ways you can simplify your life, protect your peace, and focus on what actually matters. So let's go. Number 1, say what you mean and stop saying yes when you don't mean it. If you want to do something, don't pretend to. A clear, honest, not this time, saves everyone time and confusion. A friend asked you to help with her business, but you're stretched too thin. Don't say yes out of guilt. Instead, say, not this time, but I hope it goes well. A fake yes leads to resentment. An honest no protects your peace. Now, this might be something where you actually have to practice. You've heard Oprah say no is a complete sentence. You may want to come up with a way that feels a little softer for you to say no. I like that example because it's not this time, but I hope it goes well, because you truly do, but you're just unable to help right now. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do things you don't want to do. I'm going to repeat that for you as a friendly reminder. You don't have to do what you don't want to do. And when you don't and you protect your peace, you show up as a much better version of yourself. When you do things you don't want to do, you show up as resentful. You expect people to react in a certain way, behave a certain way, and you get really frustrated if they don't show you the amount of gratitude that they should for you overstretching yourself. Yeah, we're going to end all of that. We're just going to not overstretch ourselves. We're just going to only do the things that we want to do and say no to the rest and wish everybody well. You're laughing, but it actually can be that simple 95% of the time. All right. Number 2, I want you to take help when it's offered. If someone offers to help you, take them at their word. Don't second guess them. It's not your job to manage their decisions and their energy. This one would be life-changing for most women. If we could actually trust that when someone said yes, they meant it and leave it there. But so many times we expect other people to protect us and save us like we're little victims of our yeses, right? So I had this happen a couple of different times recently. I had somebody ask me if I could help with their resume. Now, this was like a bestie, a battle bestie. And what that means is I was in the Army and we all have battles, and that's like your partner that you train with and prepare for war with. I was literally going to war with her. We would have taken a bullet for each other. And she asked a question about her resume, and I said, shoot on over. I'm happy to help. And guess what she said? Are you sure? I know you have a real big business now, and you're really busy, and you charge a lot for your services, and I don't want to take advantage. First of all, I would do anything for this woman. Anything. Second of all, I said yes. Leave it there. Assume good intent in that I meant my yes, and that I'm a full-grown person, that when I say yes, I mean it. And I want you to think about if you say yes, but you still want somebody to come back and say, are you sure? I know you're busy. Don't expect other people to question your yes, and don't question other people's. Just take the help. So if people are offering help, we're going to take it. Number 3, stop waiting for others to notice your needs. So if you are struggling, overwhelmed, or need support, speak up. Instead of staying silent when you are feeling down, I want you to reach out and say, I'm having a tough day. Can you talk? Expecting people to read your mind is a recipe for disappointment. Speak up. This even has to do with things in our relationships. Like if you want flowers on your birthday and Valentine's Day and your anniversary, tell him. If you want a certain type of flowers, if you want them to spend a certain amount or get a certain size, tell him. If you want to celebrate something in a big way, in a different way, if you want to do something different, say it. Set yourself up for success by saying what you want. All right. Number 4, make your request specific. Vague requests lead to frustration. If you want help, be clear about what you need. So again, it comes back to your spouse, your children. Instead of saying, I wish you would help me more around the house, I want you to say, can you unload the dishwasher every morning? Clarity creates connection, and ambiguity creates chaos. All right, number 5, I love this one. Assume good intent. Don't default to thinking the worst of people's actions. It's something called confirmation bias, which basically means we put people in little boxes and we expect them to behave a certain way. And our brain loves congruency. So this is a neuroscience concept. Our brain loves congruency. So if we think someone's going to behave a certain way, we are going to look for all of the evidence that supports our belief. This leads to us often assuming bad intent. And so I want you to be aware of that. Choose to believe that they mean well, even if their approach isn't perfect. So I'll give you an example. We do a lot of thought management with my clients. And I teach them a model that literally will transform your life. Once you learn it, you can use it in every area of your life to understand exactly why you're feeling the way you are and why you're getting the results that you are. And we can reverse engineer it to get you different ones. So in this situation, one of my clients received feedback from a senior leader that the CEO told the controller that she needed to hone in her presentation skills and be more concise. Okay. When she heard this, we had 2 choices for how she thought about it. The circumstance was the controller said the CEO told me you should be more concise when you present. That's the circumstance. That's neutral, right? Now she could have a thought about it. And she came up with 2 very different thoughts. One of her thoughts was, I work in a really dysfunctional organization that the CEO doesn't feel like he can talk to me directly about this feedback. and that it has to come through someone else. And then we talked about other ways she could look at it. And she said, I could think my controller really cares about my career. She wanted to help me by giving me that feedback. Ooh, very different, right? So same circumstance. CEO tells controller, you should work on being more concise in your presentations. You can either hate your work environment because it's dysfunctional, the CEO won't talk to you directly, and they don't trust you and they don't want you in the inner circle. Or you can say, God, I love this company because they support me and care about my development and they're giving me honest feedback. Wow. Now, you guys, that kind of optionality with our thoughts comes up in every single situation in our lives. From little things to why did my kid not put this thing away, to how am I going to think about, coming back to life after my coma, and am I going to be mad or happy? We always have that choice. And so when people do something, I want you to play out a couple of different scenarios and assume good intent. What else could be the reason that they did this? How could it be in a way of good intent that they were serving me or serving themselves or helping others? What's a way that it could be a positive spin? Okay. All right. Number 6, we're going to manage the stimulus you allow into your life. This is the modern day stuff. It's crazy. We're drowning in constant stimulation. Notifications, group texts, background noise, constant requests. Control the input. So here's a hardcore example. I feel like it's hardcore. It should not be at all, but in modern days, it kind of is. So I decided I'm not doing group chats this year. And so at the beginning of the year, I sent a note out to my friends and I said, I love you, but in order to hit my goals this year and keep my peace, I cannot be on my phone all the time. And so I'd love to see you in person, but I'm not going to be on group chats. I literally don't even know how people manage this. I would be working and in between calls, I'd look down at my phone. I'd have 57 missed messages from just one group chain. I don't know about y'all, but that gives me anxiety. And when I finally have 5 minutes in between meetings, I don't want to do that. Yesterday, actually, I went to a lunch and learn that another coach held on time management. And one of the tips that she gave that I loved was when you take your 5-minute breaks, actually let yourself be bored and walk around, get a drink of water, but do not look at anything and get no stimulus. And the reason for that is once your brain gets bored, then it'll be like, put me back in, coach. But instead, we take our 5-minute breaks and we're like, okay, I'm going to catch up on everything during this 5 minutes. And you look at your phone and you look at your email and all you do is go, shit. God, there's so much I got to get to when I get out of this next meeting or when I get done with this next thing. And then you go back into the next thing feeling overwhelmed and distracted, right? So instead, when you take those breaks, let yourself get bored. I love that tip. Okay. So I am not doing group messages at all, and you have the option to exit them as well. So just last week, without saying a word, I just exit chat. And I'm sure people have feelings about this, and I'm sure they think I'm rude, but I can only control my life. And as a 5%er, I cannot live my life the way that the other 95% do and expect to have different results. Expect to not be overwhelmed. Expect to have peace. Because most people in today's age do not. So we're going to have to do some things that are uncomfy and that other people might not understand in order to get out of the rat race, get off the hamster wheel, right? All right. So if you're listening to this podcast and thinking, why don't I already have systems in place for this? Why am I not already doing this? You're not alone. It's exactly what we build inside the Performance and Happiness Lab. So we don't just talk about boundaries or peace. We create routines and habits that actually stick. Because this isn't about avoiding burnout. It's about building a life that energizes you. All right, let's go on to number 7. Manage your response time. I love this thing. I want you all to stop being easier than Google. If you respond instantly, you train people to expect instant answers. Slow down. Let them figure it out. My husband rarely gets messages because people know he won't respond instantly. He has trained them to respect his time. I have a client who told me that every time an internal request would come through, she would drop everything to help this person because she thought that's how she was creating a positive relationship with this internal customer of hers. She found out later that someone else said, "You need that done? Yeah, ask Cindy because she's never working on anything. She's got all the time in the world. She can help you." Another client talked about how she was always the first one to respond back to a Teams message or a Slack message, and that all she started doing was just not responding back immediately. And she found that even a 5-minute waiting period, someone else would jump in. You can wait to see if someone else will jump in, and you can volunteer people. Craig's the lead on that. He'll be able to help you out, right? Let people have an opportunity to step up other than you and let them answer first as well. This will give you back so much time and peace when you stop being known as being faster than Google. You know, all the people that don't even try themselves at all, they just come straight to you. You got to retrain the people around you that you are not going to be easier than Google. All right. Number 8, set boundaries without guilt. Your time, energy, and attention are valuable. I want you to protect them. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you honest. I feel like one example of this is that I don't mom after 9 p.m. I'm tired in the evenings, and I have a daughter who's a second shifter, and it doesn't work for me. So that's one of my boundaries. So the group text is another example that I shared earlier. You can have these in business. You can have these in your personal life. But saying no just makes you honest. And if you make your default no instead of yes, you'll get so much peace back. All right. Number 9, stop adding unnecessary complexity. Not every fun idea needs to become a commitment. I used to have a sticky note on my desk that said, "You'll always have more good ideas than the capacity to execute." So depending on your personality type, if you're a dreamer and always coming up with new ideas and solutions, you're going to have to remind yourself of that. But this also happens when we have FOMO, like fear of missing out as an adult, and something fun. We get invited to something fun, and we're just like, of course I want to do that. But do you want to do it when you see your entire day? When you look at how packed that day will be, can you still show up in a way that is your best self? Or will you be at one activity going, "God, we can't be late. I hope there's no traffic on the way back. We've got to go. Ugh, I wonder, dang, oh crap, I forgot to get a gift for that one. I'm not going to have any time now. I'm going to be late. Oh my God, what else could I do?" And then when you're at the next thing, you're already worried about being late to the next thing, and you're not even in the moment at all. And you never actually got to decompress and let your cortisol go down and down regulate. So just because something is fun, ask yourself, will adding this in add more stress or pressure? If it will, then even if it's fun, put it off or decline. So that way you can have that time to slow down. And you don't have to take on everything just because something's not scheduled, right? I think sometimes people think, well, I don't have anything during that period, so I have to say yes. No, you don't. No, you don't, friend. No, you don't. You can have an entire weekend from Friday at 5 till Sunday at midnight with not a single plan. And if your best friend asks you to go do something that sounds really fun, you can still say no. You can say no under any circumstance. It's your life. I'd love to, but I need some downtime. Come up with whatever answer you want. It can be as simple as that. Okay? You don't have to do anything. I feel like I should repeat that like 15 times. Hey, friend, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do things you don't want to do. And that frees you up for being such a joyful person when you are there, because you're only there because you want to be there. And you're not rushed. And so you're in your best energy. You didn't do more than you wanted to do. And so you're not resentful. It's how we absolutely show up as our best. And it's how we enjoy our whole damn life. All right, let's round it out with number 10. Stop reworking plans. I am terrible at this. This is one of the biggest ones that I work on. I like to optimize everything. So I want to remind you all and myself, you don't need to optimize every plan or include every one. Choose the simplest, most peaceful option and stick with it. Example, we were driving to dinner and I'm always trying to make it better. Invite more people, change the restaurant. My husband finally said, let's just go. The plan is good, right? The other day, we had dinner plans after a charity event, and I thought it would just be easy. We'd just go to the restaurant that's in our hotel. And then I got on a group to text, don't do it. And everyone's like, well, what about this place? What about that place? What about this one? What about that one? Can they fit enough of us? Oh, I invited 2 more people. I ended up I said, I'm going to eat at this restaurant. Would love for y'all to join me. And I should have shut up then, but I didn't. Instead, I was like, well, let me search and see if this restaurant is closer to the place we're going next, because our hotel isn't as close as I thought it was to the venue. And then, oh crap, we need more people. Let me see if they can get reservations. Oh crap, my friends are now nervous that my hotel won't be able to fit us all. So now we need reservations here. Basically what I did is I ruined my peace for the 2.5 hours that I had by myself in a hotel room that I had planned to read. I had just wanted a little me time in between, and I was alone. You know how rare it is for a mom to be alone. My husband hadn't got there yet. I'm in this beautiful hotel room, and I brought my new book. All I wanted to do was read. And instead, I let myself get sucked in. And I was in the group chat trying to rearrange to optimize this plan. Watch for those traps, y'all. Instead, you could just say, me and my hubby are going to eat here. Would love to have you join us. And leave it at that. That's what I should have done. I would have had my time. So I want you to watch for that. These kind of optimizations, I mean, I try them everywhere. I'm like nonstop at this, and I'm learning slowly but surely. My husband is teaching me. But the airports, okay, we have a layover and one flight gets delayed. Okay, I'm going to go see if another airline has a flight home. And my husband pointed out to me that I spent all this time trying to contact everybody and redo it all to save 20 minutes. And it took me an hour and a half where I could have just been relaxing in the airport with him, having conversation or doing whatever I wanted on my phone instead of reworking the plan. And I added in complexity, I added in workload, and I took away some time that could have been downtime and peace. So watch for that craziness, because it happens, and it does take away that time that you could just slow down. Let yourself slow down. All right, I'm going to recap these for you, and your Evolve work for the week is to choose one of these that you're going to start applying this week, and I want you to let me know which one is your favorite. First, say what you mean, and stop saying yes when you don't mean it. Number 2, take help when it's offered. Number 3, stop waiting for others to notice your needs. Number 4, make your request specific. 5, assume good intent. 6, manage the stimulus you allow into your life. 7, manage your response time. Remember, we got to stop being easier than Google. Number 8, set boundaries without guilt. Number 9, stop adding unnecessary complexity. And number 10, stop reworking plans trying to please everyone. So there you have it. 10 ways to make your life easier, more peaceful, and a lot more enjoyable. If this episode resonated with you, the Performance and Happiness Lab is where we turn these ideas into your reality. We build the exact rituals, systems, and the mindset you need to lead at the next level without burning out or blowing up your life. The investment is $10,000. But if you're investing in yourself, it's just $5,000. Because I respect that you're done waiting and ready to take your career and your life into your own hands. It's $5,000 that will change your life if you're ready. Doors open June 18th, and it's first come, first serve until we're full. Join the waitlist at ShaylaMKing.com, and you'll get access to the pre-work to hit the ground running. Or if you already know you're ready, send me an email, Shayla@evolve, EVOLVE, -career.com. Shayla@evolve-career.com, and I'll save you a seat. All right, I'll see you on the inside. Let's go. Thanks for joining me in the 5% Club today. If you're ready to work less, make more, and design a life you love, go to ShaylaMKing.com to join the 5% Club waitlist. Each Monday, I'll send you something you can implement immediately, and you'll be the first to know when applications open for the Performance and Happiness Lab, my group training program designed to accelerate you into a happy, confident executive who loves their whole life. See you there.